All right, today we are going through a back day. So, already kind of got warmed up here. So, I'm over here on the rowing machine. It's almost like a chest supported row, but not, completely tilted over, only slightly. So, this is our first working set. So, again, getting right into it. Using the straps here already. Um, you know, the motion may look short on here, but I'm just trying to really isolate the lat, try and hit the lower lat specifically. So typically, I'd warm up on the lat pull down, but today kind of got straight into a rowing motion. So yeah, first working set. Usually as I'm still working up to my top sets, some of the sets, like the first few, I'll try to get done pretty quick. So, there's not as much holding today just because we have a lot of sets to do, a lot of different exercises. Um, there's not as much of time under tension during the set. So now we're up to 3 plates. So from here, I'm going to work a little squeeze. So I'm going to pull back and I'm going to really try to control as I go forward. Now that I've kind of saved myself for this heavy weight, 2.25, still pretty light. So, just trying to go through the motions on that. But now when I have this real working weight is when I like to save the energy for the contraction and really hold that eccentric as much as I can. So upon reviewing this particular side, the left side, which has normally been my dominant side for upper body, I think the range of motion is a little short due to a little stiffness, probably in my trap or shoulder. But when it comes to the pump, I feel pretty even here. So holding the lat spread. And it's pretty much a necessity after the exercise to kind of hold where I'm working. So now we're over here in the very corner doing some classic movements here. So 4 plates on the TBar Row, and we're a lot wider than I'm typically, used to doing. So this weight, the way it's kind of balanced, is dragging me down. So I'm kind of really trying to use some lower back muscles here to stabilize. And obviously your finish through is going to be a lot of traps and upper back. So recommend TBar rows for anybody looking to bring up the overall back. You could hit more places than one. All right, I was getting a little sweaty over here in the corner. Real hot day over here. So hat's coming off. We got 5 plates on the close grip. Now with the close grip, I just feel strong. So I know the reps look quick, but still squeezing the back at the top and just trying to knock out a 12 rep set. And over here, just strapping up on the pull-up bar just to get a set or two of pull-ups in between as I kind of get ready to move over to lat pull-down, something I typically start with. We are almost finishing with, so recommend everybody be doing their pull-ups, the bare minimum equipment needed to bang out some pull-ups. So every gym's got it. Go to your playground, get one of the pull-up bars, put it on your door stand. That's where I started to build on my back. So recommend you guys do it as well. Okay, on to the lat pull down. We're using the neutral grip mold. Now this one's much wider than the ones that we've had here in the past, so it's always good to switch up. I actually prefer the wide grip, although it could be a little wider. You know, you kind of want to go a little bit over the shoulder width. And yeah, lat pull down is typically going to be a big lat hold after. So here I am just kind of keeping the lats engaged. Not much the straps can do for you on the molds. So I'm just trying to get, you know, a tight grip and kind of changing the angle on this one, leaning back just a touch so I can hit the contraction on my upper back. So we're doing around like 220, 200, something like that. So the main things for me here is just, like I said, holding that lat spread. And over here, lat pullovers. Now, typically I'd like that, you know, longer sort of rope, but this was already on the cable and I just didn't want to take the time to switch it off. This is more of an exercise that you want to get right into after the lat pull down. So just keeping those lats engaged, trying to stay wide. Kind of finish through pulling your arms away at the bottom will help. All right, moving on, we got some single arm dumbbell rows. So I believe I just kind of got into the heaviest dumbbell, which is 120. Not really going under, not really going over. Since I'm already warmed up, since I really started with the rows today, you know, those lower lats are engaged. I'm trying to keep the dumbbell close to my hip on these ones, so I like to get rid of the traps. You know, a lot of people pull with their neck, they're pulling with their shoulder, rear delt. You know, I like to get my lats engaged with these because there's plenty of better exercises you can do for rear delts and traps. So keeping the weight back towards the hip, easy contraction at the top. So pretty much at this point in the workout, I'm starting to feel worked. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. So perfect time to turn it over to biceps. So hitting biceps today with back. You know, we got the little extra time. So
60s.
Starting off with some heavy curls. Now, typically, you know, you want to work up to this weight. So, you know, you're not seeing all my sets here. So make sure you grab a weight if you're going to work up to something heavy, warm up the biceps. So usually your seated curls are going to be more strict. So, you know, a little bit of swinging here, a little less supination on the pinky than I'd like. But, you know, loading up 60 pounds each arm is tough. So kind of makes up for the lack of form. And then over here, we got some 12 and a half, just kind of conveniently there on the ground, using these to just kind of pump the biceps out completely. And then usually after a set like this, I like to hold a little bit of contraction. So trying to keep the biceps flexed, and there we go. All right, now I usually have been finishing with some sort of, whether it be barbell or cable curl, where I'm just finishing both at the same time. Usually like to work the single arm first because I feel like I can contract a little bit better. And then as soon as I get pumped, I'm just looking to pump out as many reps as possible. So that's what we're doing here. All right, so since we're not on a strict cardio schedule, just trying to switch some things up, keep the cardio interesting, doing a little bit of HIIT cardio. So on the spin bike today, maxed out. This is the hardest resistance, and just trying to, use this thing as a vertical leg press. So off the saddle most of the time here, but just trying to work up a quick sweat. I think we run this for 3 minutes, but 3 minutes like max potential. You'll see, like, I try to keep the pace pretty steady, but like I said, it is maxed out, so we're going like pretty hard for your average bike cardio session. So like I said, trying to switch it up, trying to engage the muscles, because the plan is to work a leg day the next working day. So just trying to get a little warmed up, but not overly fatigued. Also, this back day was a pretty heavy sweating day. So I pretty much felt I only needed a few minutes of hard cardio. So that's why I decided to do the bike, because I know I could really push myself on the bike. Being that I don't do it that often, it's kind of good to switch it up. So that's why I'm kind of, like I said, off the saddle most of the time. Not trying to just sit down. I'm trying to move my entire body. So, yeah, overall, a good back and bicep day. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I will get to it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We are getting very close to that goal of 600 subs. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the last minute on this bike. Really trying to power through. Like I said, you crank this machine up all the way, or at least put the bike on the highest resistance, you're going to feel it towards the end. So I will see you guys in bulk day 49. Peace.